Here we are pushing the boundaries and discovering new ways to operate. And as a Dragon channel, I'm always looking for new ways to operate, always looking for new ways that we can actually be bringing your energy of who you are to the forefront. And this week is no different. So, this week, the theme for the Dragon cards that I'm going to be reading today, every single Monday, I read out the Dragon cards. I am allowing your soul to pick a number between 1 and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 4, so that you can listen in to the message that your higher guides, your spirits want to bring to you. I was interviewed or being interviewed and giving an interview to one particular dragon called Seraphina. And since then, I have transcribed those interviews, and these have created the cards that I was guided to bring about. So the whole new human, the next version of you, is a guided human. You are allowing guidance all the way through. So the theme this week is surrender. Now, I know it's really, really hard to do because I come from being a workaholic, come from being very, very active, doing. Even though messages and intuition has come through to me, I know there is so much more waiting. So, if this is a message for you as well, even if you are already a spiritual leader, there is more surrendering to be done. So, this is giving yourself a timeout, giving yourself a style of detox, if you will, an opportunity to drop away from the overthinking, overactive, analyzing mind and controlling every single thing that you do. So, all the thoughts, all the expectations you've got that things will happen, the outcomes will happen as you want them to happen. All the things that you should do, all the learnt behaviors that you have, all the ideas, the stories, the beliefs, the projects, the memories, let all of that fall away into nothing and allow yourself to be here in this very moment. Allow yourself to hear that, to see that. But most of all, the dragons are always teaching us how we feel into that particular way of being. So we're feeling our way forwards. So this isn't for your mind. Your mind gets very snarled up in like, oh, I can't do that. I can't let go. I can't do this. I've got things to do. I've got people to provide for. I've got food to put on the table. I've got heating bills to pay for. So your mind is always in the survival mode. And when you let all of that fall away, you have an invitation to allow yourself to be guided to your next phase, to your next step. So we're always looking for another next level soul, an elevated soul. You are ascending. Now, release the thoughts of whatever control you think is necessary so that you can be the version of being you. Now, you find this when you're on holiday, hopefully. And what we're asking you to do is to do this in your everyday existence. I remember coming back from a year of traveling, going around the world, following my guidance, learning about creating my new reality, and coming back to life in Oxford and thinking, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to feel like I'm traveling every single day. I was guided to come and live in France, raised my kids in France, started a business through my guidance in France. And then somewhere along the line, I became more survival mode because I had dependents, because I became a single mum. And that completely threw me a curveball. So if you are feeling this as well and you are ready to surrender, let myself and the dragons help you at least this week fall into that serenity. Allow serendipitous moments to come forward. Allow synchronicities to happen. Allow your sovereign, your soul to come through and be from your very essence. So your fears and your controlling nature. Now look at your eating habits, look at your working habits, look at your beliefs in nutrition, Look at your exercising, look at your need to clean, look at your need to be somewhere, do something, not be lonely. This is just allowing all of that to fall away. Imagine that you're in a puddle looking up at your world and being in reverence of who you are, who you came in to be. You are an amazing, amazing being. You are an ascended master, no doubt, having a life here again on earth to go through the most exciting time that we are going to see when we are going to be acting and operating in very, very different ways. So if this is you, if this is who you are, then just allow yourself to surrender into that. There's always more surrendering to be done. So welcome to the unfathomable depths of who you are as a soul, as a being, and let her come through to serve you with serendipity, synchronicity, and be your sovereign soul. Let the magic be your guidance loud and clear. When you are out of your overthinking mind, you're controlling, your need to protect your family, your need to provide for your family, so much will drop away. So much will drop away, and you will receive guidance for your next step. You are never finally where you are. You are always ascending. You are always growing. There's always more. Good morning, Naomi. Morning, Stella. So we are going to be choosing the cards today. I'm doing this live on Instagram. I'm going to be putting this on YouTube, and it will be all over my Facebook as well. So let's choose. If you have a number that you have a more feeling towards today, 1, 2, 3, or 4, let that be your message this week so that you can drop into more surrender this week and let your life be more guided. Sometimes that's a little bit scary for us humans, but we get it. So let's go for card number 1 and see what that is going to be the message for people who, woo, and she flew out of the pack straight away. So let me find that and then find my glasses, and then I will read that to you. By the way, it's Luna Ray. Luna Ray is all about your feelings. She is the dragon that wants you to feel your way forwards. And sometimes that can be tricky when we're used to and we've been taught to think our way forwards, and we don't believe that there's anything better than what we've got right now. But this is Luna Ray. Luna Ray is a serpent-like dragon. She's a wingless dragon, and she thoroughly believes in the magic of using your feelings, your frequency. I've got this ring light right in my face. There we are. Hold that. To use your feelings to create something new and wonderful for yourself. So if I tilt my head that way, it doesn't reflect on my glasses. So remember, Fiona, tilt your head. So first of all, the message from Luna Ray today is feel into the expansiveness of joy and how that alters your environment. You're altering your frequency. You're feeling more joy. You're choosing to feel more joy. You are constantly changing and evolving and adding in new powerful experiences and exploring these new expansive intensities of feelings and sensations. You are enjoying a heightened experience of joy, which can now be felt around you. Even the air around you changes. Dip into joy. Experience how it is feeling that keeps expanding. Joy has its foundations in love, which feels safe, supported, and as a warm glow that rises further and wider than that. Be, however, acutely aware of false joy on your planet. And feeling of joy can be imitated from owning things such as material things, which give off a fake vibration that is external to you, and by no means a lasting joy. So that will only be felt temporarily. So feeling into love then as your safety, your neutral. Love is safe, comfortable, warm. And then joy comes in and it raises that from the very base, where there is an exuberance to be experienced that goes along with it. There are gestures that go along with joy. For example, you would lash your arms out because you're having so much joy, you cannot contain it. That's when you know that you are in joy. So look into the eye and just feel the amount of joy and love that is available for you when you surrender into that this week. Just surrender maybe into feeling more joy of every single thing that you do and have. When you allow more vibration of joy to come into your existence, you will notice that you start radiating that, and you will notice that you start receiving more and more and more of that in your life, because what you radiate, you start to receive. It's the colors that you wear, it's the food you choose to eat, it's the people you choose to be around, it's the things that you choose to do, it's who you choose to be. So, Luna Ray, thank you very much for the first card for this week about surrender. So let anything that is there for you be felt as an activation for you. And we will go on to choosing the second message from the dragons this week that will allow you to surrender. A whole pack flew out there. So I'm going to shuffle into this pack and just see which one really wants to come out. I'm going to have to do it a different way because they don't shuffle. Right. Ceremony is card number 2. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, ceremony, card number 54. So let me have a look into that. And these are all the messages that the dragons want you to be able to operate at a different level. A different level of you being human is allowing yourself to surrender into the feeling your way forwards. Tune into and operate from a wider bandwidth and an infinite spectrum of frequencies and vibrations. So sometimes we allow ourselves only to feel into a narrow band, like a radio station band or TV band. And then there are so many different channels that you could choose to watch. So this is what ceremony is talking about. Ceremony is the dragon. She's a rainbow dragon, and she allows you to walk under the archway of her wing, which is like an archway, and go through a portal. So when you go through the portal, you are going through all the colors of the rainbow, which allow you to kind of go, oh, I've cleared this, I've cleared that. And then you're standing on the precipice at the edge of the portal, just going, I need to go through this portal to be my next level soul, meaning that you have let go and surrendered all of the thoughts and the beliefs and the ways of operating that you were taught on this earth. So you become just energy. You allow yourself to dip down and disappear into energy so that you can actually go through the portal, because it's an energetic portal. And then you reconfigure on the other side. You become the new level soul. It's so tempting to view life and believe that all you see and all you feel is all that there is. There is a full spectrum of feelings available, and you have only accessed a very limited spectrum. Imagine the light spectrum, some of which you can see and understand with your limited visible spectrum of light that surrounds you all of the time. Different species can see into expanded spectrums of light with their eyes, as well as engaging other senses. They experience a different spectrum of knowing, and this is your invitation to understand a different spectrum. Be a new human. Understand that there is so much more available for you, more to see in different realms, more to feel. You are being asked to step out of your current limited emotional and sensing spectrum and start working your way into a broader spectrum, where there is more color, more sensations, things that you can feel consciously more and more comfortable and safe and familiar in. At some point, turning the page, you lived and swam in a particular kind of frequency and have triggered you into previously to respond in certain ways. This won't be even something that touches you or triggers you even more when you move into a wider spectrum of frequency. You are observing and sensing them as pure energy. The energy you perceive through your senses is something that's not for you to personally react to. You see and feel in a different way. You are conscious and free, finding it easier and easier to distinguish and understand. You are exploring and expanding your senses. The fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, and so it goes on infinitum. From your safe place and the territory you have created for yourself in your vibration, you can safely aim higher and wider than ever before. When you have a full spectrum of feelings, you can begin and be able to understand the shades and nuances of another. You will be able to understand the satisfaction that you seek. So many more feelings that you don't yet even have names for because our language is very Neanderthal. So, ceremony. Thank you very much for message number 2 this week about how we move from the feelings that we're in and we step into a wider bandwidth of feelings and understanding. So moving on to card number 3, letting you know that one of the main things that I love to do is help you move through and manifest with the dragons so that you are totally attuned to who you are. You are in your soul and sovereign state. You are allowing yourself to channel. You're allowing yourself to be guided rather than thinking that this is all there is. I have to work hard. I have to struggle. So we are being in reverence of who we are. We're letting serendipity come through. We're letting opportunities show up. We're offering ourselves up to guidance. I am open to guidance. So that is my course, Manifest with the Dragons. And very, very quickly, a card popped out and put itself to the surface for my attention. Bloom. Number 48. Bloom, by the way, is everybody's favorite dragon. And why I've been asked to wear so much pink just recently. Card number 48. Bloom is naughty. She's very cheeky. And she absolutely has the energy that most people want to be in. And she talks about freedom. She's talking about the freedom of your feelings, the freedom to feel the flow of life force energy in every cell, in every movement. She's asking you to feel your way forwards, to do things that you've never, ever done before. She's raucous, she's rebellious. Think of Pink or Lady Gaga as singers, and she's that energy. She's like, come on, let's do something wild. It's an interesting view that you have in life, and all its variations and manifestations are something that you need to be solid for you, to be reliable, to have its foundations, its walls, its boundaries, and all the imposed limitations. It seems to need to be reliable to support you, for your life to look as though it had become so still and serious and static. It looks like you are hanging onto the sides of a swimming pool, when in real terms, all life moves and grows and weaves and changes, flows, expands, loops, and flourishes. When these messages came through, they came through in frequency, and I had to use so many words to interpret what the frequency was all about. So let's talk instead about swimming and dancing with life as a movement. When I'm getting guidance and when my clients are getting guidance, it's coming when we're moving. It's coming when we are opened up to doing things in a different way. Maybe you're painting and decorating. Maybe you're walking in the woods. Maybe you're cleaning and singing at the same time. That is when your guidance comes through, often when you're in movement. The world around you is made of life force energy, and energy is pulsing vibration, a frequency, a wave that moves constantly. The flow of life is movement, yet you are sitting still in meditation, expecting to be guidance. At your desk, struggling with things when, you could be asking and doing an ecstatic dance and letting the guidance come through. In your chair, waiting for inspiration. What shall I post about? What shall I write about? How do I sort this problem out? The world and all the energy around you and inside you has become static, still, and stagnant, when the opposite is what is needed right now. More movement, more joy. The energetic field is not static. It is freely moving field. It is energy, so it moves. If it's static, it will break down. It can get rotten and brittle and out of date and snap and crack. So the movement is very necessary. All of the moves that flow are requested to be integrated. All of the up and the down and the sideways and the in and out, and the energy is like a cellular membrane. It pulses and adjusts like a dance. If you've ever done ecstatic dance, you'll know that you're not dancing alone. You're probably dancing with aliens and all sorts of different beings. What else has she got to say then? You are being called to feel the ecstatic life force energy running through you at your core, running this energy into your mind, into every cell, and then following this as a personal expression as you move in alignment with the pulsations. This means that you are allowing in the serendipity, allowing in the synchronicity, allowing in your soul guidance. So this is what Bloom is asking for you to do this week. Surrender all of the things that you want to happen, all the expectations, all the routines maybe that you've set up and put into your life so that you feel better, and put movement in there, put joy in there, and feel the freedom of that. Sometimes when I've been wanting something to land, it's not until I go out and have some fun. Just, oh, to hell with it. This is not working. I give up. I surrender. That is when the information, the guidance comes through. So the dragons are asking us to let go and surrender to them. So that was card number 3. And now we're going to move on very swiftly to card number 4. These are your messages for this week. The theme this week is all about surrendering to it all, not giving up, surrendering, listening, being acutely aware of your surroundings and allow opportunities to come in. Become your essence. Now, card number 4, let's see how that reads into the need to surrender and what is going to be the best thing for you to do this week to surrender and experience guidance. Guidance coming through. Right, this one's flipping, so it's this one. Okay, so card number 4. Okay. You know what? When we're asked to surrender, that can be really, really scary. So this is a brilliant, brilliant card to come forward right now, because his message, Raphael, I'll explain who he is in a minute. Trust. Trust is the glue that is needed right now. So let's move into Raphael, and his card was number 18. Now, Raphael came to me as the second dragon that I met. I met Seraphina first, the golden dragon, who's asking you, what is it that you want to create? And then Raphael came in, and he's asking for the detail. He's asking for the detail in your feelings and in your frequency, not in how you describe something, but how you describe it in a feeling, the frequency of it. How are you feeling when you do what you want to be doing, when you're being that? So he has the energy of a very patient, slow, methodical professor. He would be your favorite professor. He would be saying, what's next, Fiona? What's next? What else can you give me? How else would that feel? How would that feel tomorrow? How would that feel in 6 months' time? Is this the right decision for you? Feel into that. He loves you so dearly, and he wants you to excel. So card number 4. The evidence, oh no, the wind blew that one way forward. Or maybe the evidence you do need is trust. Trust is the glue needed right now. Engage a level of trust. Trust in yourself, in your own capacity to create. If you could obliterate the energy and the feelings of self-doubt, that would be such a joy and a freedom. Being able to trust yourself would be such a weight off and a blessing. Mastering the mind helps you own certainty about situations, A level of confidence develops and builds a strong relationship in trust in yourself. A mastered mind and laser-focused feelings calls for a new style of practice, which will inevitably bring you the trust that will be the glue to all of your future creations. This is much the same as learning a new language or playing a new instrument. It's you who must practice trusting your own instincts, intuition, and the awareness that you now have. As soon as you see what you have created and own that you created that, trust starts to build. You start to trust your serendipity. You trust your sovereign. You trust the synchronicities and opportunities that are coming through. The evidence will keep arriving, and you can trust yourself and your inner self and soul so much more. You have to start with engaging in trust. Remember an occasion where you felt trust. Drop into the feeling of that trust and notice how that feels to you, how it feels inside you, how it feels in your whole body. Where do you feel trust within your body so that you can be secure in knowing what trust feels like? It's safe and knowing, and the feeling can sit deep inside your belly, feeling assured and certain of a good outcome. This is you melting away into trust, just melting and melting and melting away, that you trust yourself and your soul. You have a phenomenal, strong trust in yourself and in your soul, who will come forward and will guide you. You've got used to leaving decisions and choices to someone else, being told what to do, where you can or can't go, thinking and believing that you are wrong or broken and need validation. This breeds self-doubt, and you become needy of instant, quick fix results, looking to others to provide solutions for you. You have grown impatient to do the inner work or trust your own instincts and judgments. The most powerful practice and task that you can do right now is trust. Don't give your power away. Trust yourself. In Manifest with the Dragons, I'm talking all the time about how we are reading the messages. I help you to read the messages, the consciousness that's coming through you, so that you can then go forward and trust that yourself. So, Raphael, thank you so much for message number 4 today. I'm here every Monday, helping you to feel into what the message is from the dragons for you this week. And there is just so much to be had when we allow ourselves to surrender the egotistical, the must-have, the controlling mind that we've been taught to rely on. And when we allow our intuition, the messages, the signs and the guidance to come through for us. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again